Hey guys, I'm Peter from Infinity Digital, and today I was going to bring you a brand spanking new 15-minute episode of my latest and greatest outdoor adventure to Twin Falls Park. It was going to be just like my Rattlesnake Ledge video, a couple minutes of the hike up, some epic aerial footage taken by the Mavic of the waterfall and water cascading over the rocks and into the cavernous pool below, followed by a couple more minutes of the trip down, maybe sprinkle it with a few still shots that I took because I brought my Canon with me, and then a quick little wrap up back here. But instead of doing that, I want to talk to you guys about the Mavic just a little bit more. So what if I told you guys that my Phantom 3 Advanced, heck, even my 3DR Solo is actually better than my Mavic? You'd think I'm crazy, right? Well, maybe not. Here's the story. Now, many of you would recognize this as the controller to the Mavic. You can see up here, it says connecting, and down there, aircraft disconnected. I could leave this thing on all day, all night, for a week, and it's still gonna say that. Why? Well, where's my Mavic? So it was a fine winter day, the sun was out, birds were singing, there were ducks swimming in the pond nearby, there was a cool brisk breeze blowing through my hair, and I thought I'd shoot some footage for another episode I was going to do comparing the different types of technologies that these different drones use. Whereas Wi-Fi, like the 3DR Solo, the light bridge technology used by the Phantom 3 Advanced and Pro, and the OcuSync technology that's used by the Mavic and now the Phantom 4 Pro. I was going to take each of the drones out, run them down the same flight path a couple of times, come up with a rough average of distance, and compare the FPV footage that you see on your screen while you're controlling your drone, and do a good comparison to show you guys, and also how well it does in kind of a more suburban setting where there could be a little bit of radio and cellular and all kinds of other interference. So I'll stop talking and we'll take a look at what happened. So I started out here, and of course I did the calibration, and I flew up to just under 400 feet and began to fly out over the park. I paused here for a brief second because I thought I got a little bit of interference, but everything seemed okay, so I just continued on. Here's where things got a little sketchy, and before I know it, I lost complete and total contact and control. I fiddled with the antennas, I'm hitting the return home button, I got a single little blip of some rooftops, so I'm studying the picture to see if I could recognize any landmarks there and pinpoint where things went wrong. I wait a little bit longer to try to regain signal, and still nothing. I leave a $300 tripod behind, grab my GoPro, and I ran about 1,500 feet closer towards the direction to see if I could regain control. Still nothing. Looking overhead, I see nothing, and I hear nothing. Usually by now, even if I can't see it, I hear it humming overhead as it returns home. Nothing. At this point, panic begins to set in. Well guys, there you go. Return home totally failed. Mavic did not come back. I've lost it somewhere out over neighborhood pretty close to my house.
pretty good chance it's gone forever and I'm not going to find it. But in the very, very off chance that I get lucky and find it, low battery crash landed somewhere, I just might get lucky, but I'm not keeping my fingers crossed on this one, guys. This really bums me out, man.
So there you have it. And that's why I say my Phantom 3 and even my 3DR Solo are actually better than my Mavic. I still have them, and they've come home reliably every time. I've never had this type of problem. Now, I might not be an expert pilot, but I'm not a noob either. I have over 120 recorded flights with the Phantom and the Mavic together. I have probably 30 hours of experience behind the sticks with all of my different drones, and I've flown over 200 miles total with either the Mavic and the Phantom together. So I wanted to clarify a few things. At the very end there, I did get a warning about a little bit of interference. This happens a lot, and that's why these drones have these types of built-in safety features. They are designed to, when they lose contact with the radio, to use their GPS and return to their recorded home point, or to turn around and come back towards you so that you can regain control. Or in an extreme emergency, they would stop in place and hover until either they regain radio contact or their battery gets low and they automatically, slowly and safely land themselves. Now that may have happened, but I never found it. And I retraced the entire return home path. I searched extensively the area in which it was last seen over, and nothing. I have no indication that the Mavic attempted to return home or attempted to land safely or any of that. I have absolutely no clue. So, in a pinch, can you really count on these fail-safe features? Are they really going to save your butt when you need them the most? Well, unfortunately, in the case of my Mavic, the answer is no.